the outdoor kitchen, and I love, well, I'm not going to say that again, love being here. Okay, eggplant parm, we're going to make it today in a cast iron skillet on the barbecue grill. Now, I've got my smallest of the three cast iron pans, because again, want to emphasize that cooking for one or two can be just as fun as cooking for 22. I love doing both. And this morning you saw me harvest the eggplant. I didn't go to yoga, so I didn't stop by a store. I'm just going to work with the eggplant that we have here. So I'll show you more eggplant. What's that, Al, the alien?
Thank you,
Yeah,
Chef
I know
Curtis.
you love eggplant. So
I love it.
this is for you, Al, the alien, the eggplant lover. Now, careful when you grow the eggplant at home. The little thorns are still on there. When we buy them in the grocery store, they've removed a lot of those little thorns. So these things they can be quite sticky. So just take your time and pry these off. Because when you grab that, you can really get hurt there. I mean, it's drawn blood before, okay? Drawn blood from my fingers, I should say. All right, let me just go ahead and prep these up. We're gonna make the eggplant parm using the white eggplant, and I may use some of the miniature eggplant as well. However, what I want to do with these, once we get the parm on the stovetop, we're going to make a little tapenade using the miniature eggplant, okay? Yes, Al, I know you love eggplant. This guy, whew, these aliens. So Al, what planet are you actually from?
I can't tell you that, Chef Curtis.
Well, I hope
Please, more eggplant.
So again, just remove these, and then I'm going to take my larger knife, the paring knife. That's Jacques Pepin's favorite tool in the kitchen. I like a nice big chef's knife. I'm gonna just take that off, discard it, and I want to cut these into thin. I love thin pieces when I'm doing my eggplant parm. Okay, so look at that. Isn't it beautiful? That's that gorgeous white eggplant. Whoops, just take your time with that. I want you to see me cut these, so. I should use my mandolin for these. What do you think, huh? Okay, we're going to use the cast iron skillet, so those will be really nice in there. I'm going to add a bit of oil. I'm not going to egg and flour them. I'm just going to dust them with a little bit of flour, and then we will fry them up. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and prep up these eggplant. Then,
Chef Curtis, I just love what you do with the eggplant. Do what you do. Yes, I will take it home. Eggplant parm? Wow.
we're going to get started. I've got, while you're away, I added a little bit of milk to our eggplant so that it to help to hold that the flour when I dredge it in flour and fry it. Let's go ahead and get our oil. I'm using olive oil because that's the oil I'm using in our eggplant parm. Feel my flame. We'll get this started, and I may run inside and just cook everything up outside the wind, and then we'll put it together and place it on our grill to cook outside. And you know, out here on the West Coast, yeah, some people still use charcoal and people love to smoke. I just, with the potential of fire, I went to gas maybe 25, 30 years ago when the kids were young. And I've gotten used to it. I cook with, on the gas grill. Do I miss charcoal? Sometimes, however, I don't miss the smell in my clothes and all that. So, nope, I'm not gonna tell you that I totally miss it. Now look at that beautiful white eggplant. It's got the milk in it. We're going to just dredge it in some of that flour. And as our oil gets hot, and you know, I don't want you to worry about overcooking or undercooking the eggplant. My aim is to get the eggplant nice and soft, and it can finish cooking in the oven or on the grill the way we're using it today. And I think I do prefer much smaller slices than this, so next time I do this, I may do it with the mandolin so we get really, really thin slices. Now that's beautiful, bonito. Okay, let's add that. I'm gonna put the lid on and just shake it up. Shake, 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 yo. eggplant. Oh, it's getting, the oil is nice and hot, so it's ready to take some of this eggplant. And to my left, I have a plate with a rack on it so that we can just transfer to the rack and let the oil, excess oil, drip off. Yeah, there we go. And again, the flour is just a little coating. I'm not worried if it's a thick coating or thin coating. I just have it there to also help that flour will help to thicken up that parm once we get it in the cast iron skillet. Okay, well, let's fry our eggplant.
Hey friends, Chef Emoji C. Here we're talking about eggplant. There are many varieties, dozens of them in fact. The flavors are very similar. There are some slight differences though, so don't let that worry you. When you buy an eggplant, I want it to be heavy for its size, okay? No soft spots. And look at those beautiful green stems. If they're green, that means go, okay? If they start to dull, stay away from them. Spread love. Green means go. Like my tongue? What do you mean by when they dull, stay away? Come on, Chef Curtis, be more clear. We, aliens, love eggplant. More information, please. Please. Al, my bad. You are so right. Green. Okay, when you come to a traffic signal and you see a green light, you go. So I'm putting that term in. If the stems on the eggplant are nice and green, that means they are good to go home with you and to cook. Hope that helps, Al. When they start to dull, that means they're losing some of that color and the eggplant has started to become old and it shrivels up. Those are tips. Hope they work. More for you, Al, and humans that may want to buy fresh produce. When I talk about a produce item being heavy for its size, okay, that means that eggplant or lemon or lime or whatever fruit or vegetable that is full of liquids. That means they are nice and fresh. They start to shrivel and lose some of that water. That's a great sign that a vegetable is old. Enjoy. Hey, Emoji C here. Earlier in the show, I talked about, or should I say, Chef Curtis talked about the thorns or the thistles on the eggplant when you grow it at home. Here's a close-up. Take a look at that little sticker there. Be careful. When you buy them in the market, you don't have to worry about that because they rub them off. Peace, spread love. Emoji C here. Eggplant is absolutely fabulous. Loaded with dietary fiber. It is a great natural source of complex carbohydrates. Those are important for people, especially those of us like me with diabetes. Complex carbohydrates stay in the body longer, which keeps your glucose from rising. Also, great source of magnesium and potassium. More about that later.
Look how the color is changing.
Chef Curtis,
gorgeous eggplant.
I am
that up, and there we
impressed.
Go. That's beautiful.
That is a gorgeous
I'm not going to overcook it or undercook it. It's about
plant.
3 to 5 minutes. Oh, that's nice. It's going to come right off. Let it cook for a minute or so on the other side. Well, that small piece you saw me put in, it's one of the end pieces. Flip that over. Get that. Now, I'm going to lift this off just to, as we always say, control the heat. I'm going to place it on our little draining pan. Let the oil drip off so we're not taking in too much oil, although olive oil is a vegetable oil and it will flow through the body. I love reminding people of that. The fact is that, you know, vegetable oils as opposed to saturated fats, they flow through the body. That's the key thing, you know. And I want people to think about when they're choosing an oil to cook with. If it becomes gelatinous, that just sits in the body, right, and clogs our arteries. Again, I'm not a doctor and I don't play one on television. However, I know a lot about nutrition. And if you want, always verify, check with your doctor, check with a nutritionist in your neighborhood. Make sure when you hear information, whether it's on my show or someone else's, that it's accurate information, Okay, let's go ahead and cook up the rest of this eggplant. Then I'll bring that beautiful sauce out I've shown you pictures of that. And I'll tell you what's in that when we bring the sauce out. It's so easy to make. You won't believe how simple that gravy, that tomato sauce is to make. All right, so this is our last little bit of eggplant to cook up. Once this is done, we can start to put together the Parmigiano, eggplant Parmigiano. Don't go away. More fun right here on the Curtis Aikens Show with me and Al the Alien. Yeah, you still there, Al? Are you enjoying this, Al? This is all for you, brah. Can I call an alien, brah? Alien, brah? Well, hopefully he won't bite me in the neck. Peace, spread love. Okay. The eggplant's looking good, you all. I'm going to turn the burner off. Save that for making our tapenade. And we'll let all these drain. And then I'll go in, grab our marinara. Or should I say the pomodoro sauce. I think I've told you all that story when I was in Pisa. And the beautiful little Italian gentleman slapped me in the back of the head because I was saying marinara as opposed to pomodoro tomato sauce. Makes a lot of sense. The things you don't know until you know, right? Okay, eggplant's ready. And I've turned the grill on behind me to get it nice and warmed up. Get it hot, not warm. We're gonna get it hot. Now, I will save this pan to make our tapenade in. I'm gonna take some of the oil out. However, I want that pan with the drizzle, I shouldn't say drizzle, but that's what it is, left in the pan. We're going to use that when we make our tapenade. Okay, back in the flash to assemble our eggplant parmesan. Peace, spread love. Everything is here. And during the shots, you saw me when I was making the gravy, the marinara. It started off up here, so I allowed it to reduce to about half. You see how low that is now? From that high level mark to where it is now. Maybe not quite half, but we cooked a lot of that liquid out and let the sauce get a nice flavor. What's in there? I've got some San Marciano tomatoes, crushed tomatoes. I've got some of my tomatoes from the freezer, my last 3 bags of the tomatoes from last season, and some dry oregano. I've got some onion, garlic, and a little bit of brown sugar. You want to get something to offset that acid in the tomatoes, okay? Makes a nice little gravy. So let's get started. With the cast iron skillet, I'm going to add just a bit of olive oil on the bottom of the pan. This also not only adds flavor, it helps the eggplant keep from sticking. And I like to put down just a little bit of the gravy too. Not too much, just a little bit of sauce on the bottom there. Spread it around. Then we're going to come with eggplant. Is that how you say it, Al, Mr. Al the Alien? Eggplant.
Eggplant.
I love that kid.
Chef.
That Al. And just make layers. We're going to do layers of
hungry.
eggplant. Then some sauce or gravy. I've got marinara. Did I say marinara? I've got mozzarella and parmigiano. Reggiano Parmigiano. I love saying that. It just rolls off the tongue really well. Okay, just cover that bottom really good. And if I was doing like a fancy dinner or something, I would trim the eggplant so it covers that whole pan. But tonight, just down home country fare, Italian country fare. How's that? That look good? That's the end piece, so it sets right in the middle beautifully. A little bit of sauce. A lot of sauce. And notice I didn't add any seasoning when I was cooking the the eggplant, because the sauce, the gravy, has good seasoning in it already. And I don't want to go skimpy on the cheese here. I've got more inside if I need it, okay? Gonna sprinkle a little bit of parm in each layer. The top layer is going to be mostly parm, but however, I like to have it spread through. There's cheese, sauce, cheese. Let's do some more eggplant. Get like one more layer of the eggplant. Love that, Al. Mr. Alien. Ooh, took a bite out of one. Don't tell Lisa. All right, so we've got a layer of eggplant. We've got sauce, cheese, more sauce. Whatever's left over, the sauce is left over.
Chef Curtis. That looks so good. That's so good. When will you let me help you in the kitchen? Why does that alien guy get to be here all the time? I'm just a hungry little mouse. I like eggplant too. I really love your garden, Chef Curtis. Well, you're playing about it. What do you call them? Kitchen time.
Go to town with it. Okay, now I want to make sure this top layer is mostly parm. So I'm going to get just a little bit of the mozzarella. And then I'm going to take and add the rest of this parm across the top of this. Now notice again, here in the pan, see how the oil just drips out? If you put them on a rack and let the oil drip away, that's a way to ensure that you don't take too much oil when you're
Moms, Dads, whoever's in charge of the kitchen, this is a great recipe to get the young ones or the new cooks to help you out. Just simple layers: sauce, cheese, eggplant, or eggplant sauce cheese. Let them have fun with it. Let the kids be creative in the kitchen. Just like little mouse friend there. I'm not sure if I'm going to let him cook with me. Have fun in the kitchen.
Eggplant Parmesan. It's down across from the Civic Center. It's near Las, I don't want to say the name wrong, but another great Italian restaurant that we love down there. La Trattoria. I'm blowing it. I'll get the name. I'll ask Lisa the name of it. So when I come back, I'll tell you. All right, we are ready to go on the grill. I'm not going to do it till I reset the camera so you can watch me walk over and place this on the grill. Ooh, one of my favorite ways of making eggplant Parmesan is in the cast iron skillet on the barbecue grill. Oh, don't that look good? It smells good already. Okay, let me switch the camera around and then we're gonna go put it on the grill. Yeah, baby. Our gorgeous eggplant parm. I've got the camera set so you can watch me walk back here. Switch it to my left hand and we'll open the grill. Oh, looky, looky, looky. Here comes Cookie. I've got the two side burners going, so I left the middle with no flame. So I'm going to put it right in the middle. And we're going to let it cook until that, till the cheese on top has melted and golden brown. And I think about 35-40 minutes. Let's make a tapenade. Let's make this tapenade. I had a chance to check the eggplant and it's done. So I turned the grill off. We're just gonna let it sit there and cool down and we'll show it to you after we get the tapenade made up. I've gone ahead and started prepping a bit here. The ingredients for this tapenade, I don't think I'm gonna use the pepper today. Everything came from the garden except, of course, the olive oil. I've got a red onion and a little white onion along with our baby, that's it again, baby miniature eggplant. We're gonna just chop those up. And again, no fancy cut, just chop them up is all we need to do here. Same with the onions. If you want a nice thick tapenade, chunky I should say, chunky tapenade, make larger slices. If you want a, something less, a little thin, a little more delicate, if you're gonna use small pieces of toast or thin crackers, you want a thinner more fine chop, okay? Let's go ahead and get the the stovetop started here. I got grill on the mind, y'all. I removed a lot of that olive oil and I left that nice little drippings in the pan there. Almost like if we're gonna make a gravy, right?
Sometimes things happen when cooking outside that we cannot control. So, take a look at me slowly stirring and working on that marinara. Did I say that again? The pomodoro sauce. While we fix our technical glitch.
Okay, now we've got the all nice and hot. I left the drizzles. 3, 2, 1. Welcome back to the kitchen here. The eggplant is done. It's looking good. So I've turned the grill off, and I'm just letting it kind of calm down. It's beautiful. I'll show it to you in a minute. I've gone and chopped up some of the red onion here. I've got a white onion, and one of the thoughts now is that if you want to make a thicker or more chunky tapenade, just make larger dices of your vegetables. And if you're going to be using like a thin cracker or toast points, you want to chop those up a little smaller. Okay. Do I have a preference? No. I just love the way this tastes. Okay. Olive oil, onions, the eggplant, miniature eggplant, and we're going to add a little bit of kosher salt along with got to put that with in there. One of the garden tomatoes from the yard here. And if you want, you can add some zucchini and or yellow squash. They are members of the nightshade family as well. Let's see now. This is my first time cooking the miniature eggplant, so I will let you know how it is. So with this, we already get small pieces, right? And we want to let those onions smell so good right here in the backyard. I'm sure my neighbors are going, what's Curtis doing out there today? Okay, we're just going to cut those up. What do you think, Al? You like these miniature eggplant?
Eggplant, chef. Yes. Excited to bite into them.
This chopping is up. I may need to add more eggplant to this.
Thank you.
I just love how that smells. I removed a lot of olive oil from the pan, and then I'm going to start to add more oil to it, though, because that olive oil is what gives it that great flavor and texture when you cook that oil, let it cook down in that beautiful olive oil. Notice I'm cutting these eggplant in all kinds of different ways. I don't think I've cut any of them the same way. These might be really good on shish kebabs, those little miniature eggplant. I do notice they have a lot of seeds in them, so I may do some seed saving so I can grow them again next year. I just love the way they look in the garden. The flower is gorgeous. I might put one out in front as an ornamental next year. And then I can still eat it though. There we go. Let's get ready to put some of this eggplant in there, okay? We're just going to let them cook down. Oh, I like the way that one looks. That one had very few seeds. That must be a male. All right, we're going to add these right to the pan. Blade side down. This is one of those bendy cutting boards, which I love these because you can do this right here. Let's add some more olive oil. And I may go get a lid to put on this just to trap that moisture inside the pan, okay? We're going to add our tomato. Now this tomato will help to add liquid to the pan as well. Oh, isn't that gorgeous? A little spot there. Do a little surge around that tomato. And I may go out in the garden and grab a zucchini or yellow squash and dice up. I may have some yellow squash in the fridge inside, so I'll go grab those. And then we'll take a look at our eggplant parm. We'll let the tapenade do its thing, and then we will come back and say goodnight, huh? Because I'm going to feed Lisa that eggplant parm. A little more, we're going to add a little kosher salt, fresh cracked pepper. See that? Voila. Okay, get this cooked. We'll get the eggplant parm up and see what we got, y'all. Spread love. Welcome to the grilling show, the tapenade. Oh yeah, just let it cook down. I went ahead and added some yellow squash to that, a little more olive oil, and I also added just a bit of dry sherry. Let's bring our eggplant parm over to this. Oh, looky, looky, looky. That's beautiful, bonito. Yeah, I've got a little, what do you think, huh? And I brought some toast points, well, some garlic toast out for two reasons. One, to taste the tapenade, and also since this is Lisa's dinner, Lisa and my dinner tonight, I'm not going to cut into the eggplant. I'm just going to go down the side and get some of that good stuff out of there. Al, what do you think? Oh, look at that. The marinara is macking. No. The pomodoro, the tomato sauce. Oh, that's so good. I got brown and golden at the top. Is that crust there? Love Parmesan sandwiches, eggplant parm sandwiches. By the way, now that you know to do this technique of making the eggplant parm, you can substitute chicken, the same thing, just saute it like that, do the layers, and make up your chicken Parmesan or veal Parmesan. I think someday I'm going to make a zucchini Parmesan. What do you think, huh? Now there's that tapenade with the yellow squash. The first time I had this was at D'Angelo's down in Mill Valley. It was fabulous, about 15, 20 years ago. Chef Carlo was there. Carlos. Just add a little tapenade here. Should get a spoon, but hey. Bueno. Add a little more salt to it. That's good stuff. All right, y'all. Peace. Hope you enjoyed today's show. Al, did you like it? All right, cool.
I
Back to your
loved
planet,
it,
right?
Chef Curtis.
Peace. Spread love, everybody.
Eggplant. Yeah.